Okay, good day to everyone again. This is the second video lecture, which is on muscular system. So when we say muscular system, basically we will talk about the muscles itself. Okay? So yan yung mga pagtutuunan natin ng pansin. So this will be the outline of our discussion or for this video lecture. So I will talk about brief definition and major the functions of the muscular system, what type of muscle tissues, yung mga muscle tissues natin, structure of the skeletal muscle. We will also be discussing classification of skeletal muscle based on action, the major muscle groups in farm animals, and how does muscle contract, and what are the factors affecting muscle development and health, muscle disorders and conditions, as well as importance of muscular system in animal production. So when it comes to the definition and major functions, the muscular system consists of muscles and associated connective tissues responsible for movement, posture, heat production, and circulation in the body. So, basta laging tatandaan when it comes to muscular system, it consists of the muscles natin. So, the main function of the muscle is for movement, sa locomotion and movement of body parts, posture and support. So, maintains body position and supports internal organs. Kung titignan, halos the movement, posture, and support, ganito din yung function actually ng ating um, skeletal system. Pero, aside from those, the muscular system also functions for providing heat. So, yung pag-contract ng muscles mo, it generates body heat, especially in homeoterms na tinatawag. Basically, tayo, kung giniginaw tayo, ag shiver nga kunada, te ag tigargar ka. DJ pinagtigargar mo, actually, that is the response of your body to the cold. Kasi, yung te pinagtigargar mo, DJ, contraction ti muscle. Kaya nakaka-produce ng heat. Then, for circulation and digestion. So, yung mga esophagus mo, paano mo nilulunok yung pagkain mo, that is because of the muscle. So, smooth and cardiac muscles aid blood flow as well as yung peristalsis na tinatawag. Ano ba yung peristalsis? Basically, that is the contraction of the muscles that will aid in the movement ng food from the gastrointestinal tract, along the gastrointestinal tract. And then, aside from that, for respiration also. So, yung diaphragm mo and intercostal muscle assist in breathing. So, ano nga ba yung diaphragm mo? Yung nandito. So, ito yung nagko-contract, nagre-relax that will assist in the breathing of the animal. Okay? So, with that, meron tayong mga types of muscle tissues. Hindi lang iisa yung type ng muscles natin. So, yung first one will be skeletal muscles. So, yung skeletal muscles natin is striated cylindrical. Basically, striated, meron kang makikitang ganyan. Almost lahat ng kinakain ninyo na meat is striated or skeletal, galing sa skeletal muscle. So, ang ano niyan, you can control this muscle voluntarily. Basically, ang ibig sabihin niyan, if your brain commands your muscle to move left, your skeletal muscles will move left. If your brain commands that your skeletal muscle will move right, you will move right. Okay? So, yan yung ibig sabihin ng voluntary control. So, sa location naman, it is attached to the bones via tendons. Kaya nga, um, ang tawag na, skeletal muscle yung tawag doon. Kasi, and kaya, ito yung ginagamit natin for movement kasi nga, these are the ones that are attached to the bones. So, examples are your quadriceps, biceps, gluteus, All of these are located on your arms, on your legs, and this will aid in the movement. Okay? Basta laging tatandaan, skeletal, voluntary movement control yan, straighted siya, and then it is attached to the muscles. Then you have your cardiac. Yung cardiac naman, it's also straighted but branch. And as when compared to our skeletal muscle, they are involuntary in nature. So you cannot control them. So like for example, yung walls of the heart, so the muscles of the heart, kaya nagbibit pa rin. Merong heartbeat, kumbaga, kahit hindi mo siya, anong tawag nito? Kahit hindi mo siya sabihin na ay heart dapat mag-beat ka, hindi, okay? So automatic kumbaga. Then example of this are your myocardium, basically sa heart mo. And then you have yung smooth muscles. Ano naman yung smooth muscles natin? Ang smooth muscles natin, these are non-striated also. Spindle shape siya. Basically smooth. Kaya nga tinawag siyang smooth because they are, wala yung mga striated na patterns. So, ang smooth muscles natin, just like that of our cardiac muscle, they are also involuntary. You cannot control them, kumbaga. So, saan matatagpuan itong mga smooth muscles natin? You have sa walls of the internal organs, sa gastrointestinal tract natin, basically the intestines mo, sa uterus, sa blood vessels. So, yan yung mga smooth muscles natin. Doon mo matatagpuan. So, again, yung example, intestinal muscles. So, hindi gagalaw yung nilunok mo na feed or food kung wala yung mga muscles. And then uterus wall, hindi mailalabas ng nanay yung anak pag walang mga muscles doon sa uterus. Okay? So, yan yung mga type natin ng muscles. Again, you have your skeletal, you have your cardiac, and then you have your smooth muscles. So now, I will put some emphasis on the structure of skeletal muscles since when it comes to agriculture, I guess this is the most important kasi ito yung may economic, more or less ito yung may economic value. So compared sa cardiac muscles, like for example sa heart, or compared sa smooth muscles, like for example sa intestine, the skeletal muscle commands a higher price compared to them. So, yan din yung importance ng skeletal muscle. So, sa muscles natin, meron tayo nitong merong structure actually yung muscles natin. So, yung una or yung parang pinakamaliit doon will be the muscle fiber. So, ito kasi yung cell. Hindi. Ang isa sa mga pinakamaliit, yung muscle fiber. So, it is the basic unit of a skeletal muscle, yung muscle fiber natin. Then, sa sa fiber natin, meron tayong tinatawag na myofibrils. So, it contains the actin and myosin filaments. Ano nga ba yung actin and myosin filaments? Itong mga ito are proteins that are responsible for contraction. There is this complex na process that the actin and myosin is involved in para lang mag-contract yung muscles mo. So, parang naghihilaan, kumbaga, si actin and myosin. Anyway, again, because this is only an introduction, we cannot go deeper into that kasi medyo complicated na. Pero laging tatandaan, sa muscle fiber natin, itong myofibrils natin, na merong actin and myosin, na proteins, na filaments, these are the ones that are responsible for contraction. Now, doon sa natin, meron ding tinatawag na sarcomere. Sa muscle fiber natin, meron ding tinatawag na sarcomere. So, functional unit of contraction arranged in striation. Basically, sa sarcomere, doon mo matatagpuan itong actin and myosin natin. Then, tendon, yan yung it connects the muscles to the bones. And then, pag sinabi namang fascicles, these are a bundle of muscle fibers. So, um, isang muscle fiber, pag madamihan na, that is your fascicle. Then, pag madaming fascicles that are bundled together, basically, that's your muscle. Okay? Now, we also have classification of skeletal muscles based on action. So, ano naman yung mga yon? Yung mga, paano natin i-classify sila based dun sa mga action nila. So, first will be flexors. So, pag sinabing flexors, these are the ones that will decrease joint angle. Flexors yung tawag doon. So, examples of these are your biceps. Then, you have your extensors. Ano naman yung extensors? These are the ones that will increase joint angle. So, pag decrease joint angle, that is flexor. Pag increase joint angle, that is extensor. Okay? An example of a flexor is yung bicep, and then an example of an extensor is your triceps. Then you also have what we call as adductors. Adductors. So, move limb towards the body. An example of this is your pectoral muscle. Pag sinabi namang abductors, these are the ones that move the limb away from the body. Pag towards the body, that is adductors. Pag away from the body, that is abductors. So, an example of abductors, you have deltoid. Then you have yung sphincters muscles natin. These are circular muscles controlling openings. So, like for example, yung pyloric sphincter or more familiar sa iyo is your anal sphincter. So, siya yung nag-o-open, nagbubukas pag tumatae ka, kumbaga. Okay? Then, we also have pag yun yung base sa action na skeletal muscle, we also have yung mga major muscle groups. So, sa head or neck, you have the masseter, sternocephalicus. So, ang function nitong mga to is for chewing and head movement. Then sa forelimb mo, you have yung bicep brachii, tricep brachii. Basically, they function for leg movement and standing. And then sa trunk mo or basically sa body mo, you have yung longissimus dorsi or abdominal muscles natin and abdominal muscles natin that functions for support, for posture, and respiration. And then for the hind limbs, you have yung gluteus, semitendinosus, quadriceps femoris. They functions for locomotion and weight bearing. Okay? So those are your major muscle groups in farm animals. So please, laging tatandaan ito mga to. Then, paano nga ba? Sinasabi ko kanina or yung function ng isang muscle is for contraction. No, for movement. Ngayon, hindi gagalaw or walang movement na mangyayari if hindi magko-contract yung muscle. Ano ba yung contract? You can lift your hand and then make a fist. So, yan, contract na. Tapos pag inopen mo yung fist mo, that is a relaxation na tinatawag. So, close, open, that is basically contraction na. Okay? So, paano nga ba? Paano ba nagko-contract yung muscle? So, when we say muscle contraction kasi, it is a biochemical process that allows muscle fibers to shorten and produce movement. So, it involves yung sliding filament theory. So, dito papasok si actin and myosin na naman na sinasabi ko. That slide past each other to shorten the sarcomere. Again, yung sarcomere natin, it is the contractile unit na tinatawag. So, ano nga ba yung step-by-step process? Meron tayong mnemonic for that. You have yung NAC, Espira, kumbaga, NAC, Espira. So, nerve, acetylcholine, calcium, cross bridge, sliding, power stroke, relaxation, and then ATP. So, laging tatandaan yan para maano natin, ma, ma, memorize ninyo yung process. So, ang una is the nerve or yung nerve impulse initiation. So, hindi ka naman gagalaw kung walang signal na nagaling sa brain mo. So, a motor neuron na galing sa brain sends an electrical signal to the skeletal muscle fiber. Basically, parang nag-text si brain through yung cellphone niya na yung brand is motor neuron na 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 nag-text siya, sinend niya, sinabi niya gumalaw ka, then saan niya sinend? Sa muscle fiber. Okay? So, specifically, the signal na sinend niya will reach the neuromuscular junction. Okay? So, laging tatandaan, yung una doon is nerve impulse initiation. Then dito papasok yung acetylcholine. So specifically the release of the acetylcholine. So at the junction natin, the neuron na galing doon sa brain natin will release a neurotransmitter called the acetylcholine. So meaning yung sinend ni brain na neuron na nerve cell na pumunta sa junction ng muscles natin, nagre-release yan ng acetylcholine. Ngayon, yung acetylcholine binds to the receptors of the sarcolemma. Basically, it will bind into the muscle. So, ang mangyayari ngayon, pag nag-bind na siya sa muscle, it will initiate an action potential. Ano nga ba yung action potential? Basically, an electric current, electricity, kumbaga. Ngayon, dyan papasok yung calcium or yung pag-release ng calcium ion. So, the action potential, yung electrical current na yon will travel through the muscle fiber and then it will signal yung muscle, yung part ng muscle cell natin called the sarcoplasmic reticulum to release calcium ions into the cytoplasm. Okay? So, yun yung mangyayari. Then, the calcium na na-release will bind to the troponin, which is a protein of the actin filament. Ngayon, pag nag-bind na si calcium doon sa troponin, nag-shift na yung tropomyosin natin, exposing the myosin binding site on actin. Ang ano nito, you can imagine a parang bridge or yung nag-o-open close na bridge na nag-o-open siya pag may dumadaan na boat, kumbaga. So you can imagine that wherein hindi mag-o-open yung bridge na yon kung wala yung troponin natin. So mag-o-open yon, and then it will expose a pathway which is the tropomyosin natin para makadaan yung ating actin, um, para makadaan yung actin natin para makabind siya doon sa myosin natin. Kaya nga meron tayong cross bridge formation na tinatawag. Dito na yung myosin natin na filament, specifically yung head niya, which is energized by our ATP, will be attached to the exposed sites on the actin. So, meaning, pag naka-attach na siya doon sa actin, meron ng parang bridge na nagawa. So, the myosin head pivots, basically pulling the actin filament towards the center of the sarcomere. So, pag pinol na niya, this is called the power stroke, and then basically meron ng contraction dito. Meron ng contraction na naganap. So, yan yung ano natin, contraction cycle natin. So, kung titignan, the myosin head nandito. Tapos, because of the troponin, yung tropomyosin na nandito na nagko-cover doon sa actin natin, na-expose. Kaya kung titignan, nakabind na siya. Okay, nakabind na siya doon sa actin natin. Ngayon, pag nakabind na siya, basically that is your cross bridge na tinatawag. Ipupull ngayon ni myosin towards the center. Ipupull niya yan. And then yung pag-pull na yun, that's your contraction. After that, after niya na pull, magde-detach ulit yung um, myosin head from the actin, and then another set of actin filament ulit yung pagbabindan niya, and the cycles goes on. So, ganon yung pag-ano ng contraction ng muscles natin. So, this is an overly simplified explanation of how muscle contraction works. Basta laging tatandaan, sa brain, merong isesend na signal papunta sa muscles natin, wherein may nakre-create na electric current, wherein yung electric current na yon, iti-trigger niya na mag-open ng calcium ions. Yung calcium naman na yon, kailangan for the troponin na siya yung mag-e-expose sa actin binding site or myosin binding site doon sa actin. So, para mag-bind yung actin and myosin natin. So, after mag-bind, pwede nang i-pull ni myosin, then the cycle will continue. Ganon. Okay? So, yan yung muscle contraction. Now, what are the factors naman that affects muscle development and health? So, first is nutrition. So, laging tatandaan, protein is the building block of, basically, ito yung building block ng muscles natin. Kailangan ng protein for it to grow. Aside from that, you have your minerals that aids in the function of the muscle. Then, when it comes to exercise and activity, pag nag-e-exercise ka, nagmo-move ka, this will stimulate growth sa muscles mo and muscle tone. Sa hormones naman, you have your growth hormones, testosterones that influence muscle mass. Kaya nga, more or less, yung mga lalaking animals natin, they have larger frames compared sa mga babae because of the testosterone. Then, we also have yung genetics niya. Sa genetics naman, the differences in genetics, differences in breeds will also result to differences in muscle type as well as the differences in yield ng muscles. Then for health, diseases like muscular dystrophy or selenium deficiency impair functions. So, kung meron kang mga diseases like muscular dystrophy, basically, hindi magfa-function properly yung muscles mo. Now, when it comes to muscle disorders and conditions, hindi yan factors affecting muscle development. That's your muscle disorders and condition. So, you have yung white muscle disease na tinatawag. So, yung white muscle disease mo, it is caused by selenium. It is caused by selenium and vitamin E deficiency. So, symptoms include stiffness, lameness, and pale muscle tissue. Then you have your muscle atrophy. Yung muscle atrophy naman natin, ito yung it is caused by disuse or malnutrition. So, symptoms include muscle wasting and weakness. And then you have muscle cramps or tetany. So, caused by electrolyte imbalance, symptoms include involuntary contraction. Sa tetany naman, ano dapat yan? Isa pang row yan. Sa tetany naman, it is caused by Clostridium tetani. So, same lang yung symptoms, involuntary contraction, and more or less, it can lead to death. Then, for Downer-Cow syndrome, you have trauma or prolonged recumbency. Ang symptoms niya, inability to stand. So, those are the common disorders, muscle disorders natin. Now, for the importance of muscular system in animal production, again, muscles natin, specifically yung skeletal muscles natin, are the one for meat production talaga. So, it also directly determines yung carcass value ng isang meat natin. So, kung mas maganda yung muscle quality, mas maganda yung meat quality, mas mahal. Meaning, mas madaming profit for the farmer. Then, mobility and behavior, healthy muscles, basically, proper movement, and mas comfortable yung animal that can result to proper growth. Breeding and parturition, smooth muscle contraction is vital in uterine function. So, sa parturition, again, yung giving birth, yung uterus natin, siya or yung uterus sa mga female animals, siya yung responsible for um, for contraction ng ano natin sa yung uterus muscle natin, siya yung responsible for contraction. Meaning, siya yung responsible para mailuwa ng maayos yung offspring. Okay? Then you have thermoregulation, shivering generates heat in cold environment. Yung in-explain ko noon, pag nilalamig ka, nagsishiver ka. Kaya essential yung muscles natin for thermoregulation. So with that, that ends our discussion in the muscular system. I do hope that you learned something about the muscles natin. So thank you for listening.